In moments of silence, the deepest connections often resurface. Today, we're delving into the fascinating dynamics of relationships through the lens of Stoic philosophy, focusing on why women may return after a period of no contact. Stoicism, known for its teachings on resilience, introspection, and independence, provides a distinctive outlook on personal growth and emotional healing. We'll examine how the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation not only cultivate personal integrity, but also improve our interactions with others. This philosophical framework encourages inward reflection during times of separation, which can lead to rekindled relationships that are more thoughtful and resilient than before. By grasping these Stoic principles, we gain insight into the quiet processes that may motivate a woman to reconnect after stepping away. If this combination of ancient wisdom and relationship insight resonates with you, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We're dedicated to offering more thought-provoking content that connects timeless philosophy with the complexities of modern relationships. Let's dive in. 1. The power of absence. In a world where we're often encouraged to constantly pursue others, always be present and never let go, the idea of stepping back can feel unnatural. However, creating distance and embracing absence can be one of the most powerful actions you can take. This isn't about playing games or manipulating someone into missing you. It's about allowing space for reflection, personal growth, and for both people to understand what truly matters. This is where the principles of Stoicism come into play. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is to focus on what is within your control and release everything else. In a no-contact period, you have an opportunity to practice this wisdom. You cannot control how the other person feels, what they do, or whether they'll ever reach out again. But you can control your behavior, your thoughts, and how you respond during this time of absence. That's where your real strength lies. By stepping back, you give the other person a chance to miss your presence. Without constant communication, they have the space to reflect on who you are and what you contributed to their life. They may begin to recognize your qualities, your uniqueness, and the value you brought into their world. This is the silent power of absence, creating space for others to realize what they may have overlooked. For many women, as with anyone, time and distance help in processing their emotions and reassessing what truly matters. They might come to see that the qualities you possess, confidence, stability, and emotional strength, are not easily found elsewhere. Absence can bring clarity, and sometimes it's only in that quiet distance that someone fully understands your worth. This approach ties deeply into the Stoic principle of self-control. Practicing no contact isn't about trickery or making someone return. It's about focusing on your own growth, development, and inner peace. You're not anxiously waiting for a text or a call. Instead, you've accepted that whatever happens is out of your control, and you're at peace with that. This quiet self-assurance is incredibly attractive. It conveys confidence that says, "I'm okay whether you're in my life or not." That type of mindset is powerful. It tells the other person that you are self-sufficient, not reliant on them for your happiness. You aren't seeking validation, nor are you chasing after them. You're living with purpose and integrity. When a woman does come back after a period of no contact, it's essential to remember that this isn't about winning. It's not about ego or the satisfaction of being wanted. The time apart allowed both of you to grow and reflect, and that's the real gift. She might return after reflecting on your value, but you've also grown, so whether or not she comes back, you are better for it. Emotional control and composure. Picture this. You're in a situation where uncertainty rules and your emotions are pulling you in different directions. It's easy to react impulsively, to text or call in an attempt to get a response. But here's where emotional control, rooted in Stoic teachings, makes a profound difference. A Stoic individual understands that in moments of silence or doubt, their greatest strength lies in remaining composed. During a period of no contact, instead of reacting from a place of fear or desperation, a Stoic remains calm and grounded. This emotional stability not only reflects inner strength, but also communicates self-respect and confidence, qualities that are naturally appealing. If you're constantly reaching out, sending message after message, or acting out of panic because she hasn't responded, what message are you sending? It shows a lack of control, an emotional reaction driven by insecurity. On the other hand, when you hold back and allow space, you demonstrate emotional mastery, which is much more powerful. Women, like anyone, are drawn to those who can handle their emotions. Especially in the tension of no contact, maintaining your composure sends a clear signal of security and strength. By staying calm and patient, you communicate that you're secure enough to handle uncertainty with grace. When a woman notices that you haven't been rattled by her absence, it often sparks curiosity. She might wonder why you've remained so composed and not pursued her as others might. That sense of emotional self-control creates an aura of intrigue. In a world where impulsive reactions are common, your calmness stands out. 3. Respect for boundaries. When you commit to no contact after a breakup or during a challenging time in a relationship, you're doing much more than just avoiding texts and calls. You're sending a powerful message. I respect your space, and I respect my own. You're not chasing after her, nor are you pleading for attention. This act demonstrates emotional maturity and self-control, two qualities that Stoicism highly values. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot force anyone to stay in our lives. We can't control the actions or decisions of others. We can only control ourselves, our reactions, our decisions, and our emotions. The more we try to control what is outside of us, the more we invite suffering. By choosing to respect the boundaries of no contact, you're embodying this Stoic wisdom. You're showing that you understand the importance of personal space and that you have the strength to honor both her boundaries and your own. Consider this scenario. A relationship ends, and instead of frantically trying to repair things, you step back. You give her the space she needs, and even more importantly, you give yourself the time to grow. You don't bombard her with messages or attempt to convince her to come back. Instead, you focus on improving yourself, emotionally, mentally, and physically. You treat the time apart as an opportunity to become stronger and more centered. This isn't about playing hard to get or using manipulative tactics. It's about genuinely understanding that sometimes space is necessary for both people to gain clarity. In that space, she begins to notice something. You haven't fallen apart without her. You didn't beg or lose your composure. You managed the distance with grace. You've demonstrated that your happiness isn't dependent on her presence. You value yourself enough to maintain your dignity, even in her absence. This kind of self-respect is incredibly attractive. Women notice when a man holds himself together and doesn't collapse emotionally when they step away. It shows a level of self-respect and inner strength that stands out. Imagine weeks or even months have passed and you've maintained no contact. You've used this time to work on yourself, to grow, and to cultivate a deeper sense of independence. One day, she reaches out, perhaps with a simple message or a request to meet. Why? Because in that time apart, she's noticed your strength. She's seen that you didn't fall apart and, more importantly, that you respected both her space and your own. Respect for boundaries isn't a game. It's a core principle of Stoicism. It reflects emotional strength, self-respect, and maturity. When a woman sees that you're able to respect her boundaries without losing yourself, she may view you in a new light. You become someone she wants to be around, not because you're chasing her, but because you've shown that you can thrive with or without her. 4. Growth during absence. The Stoics believe that adversity is an opportunity for growth, a chance to refine yourself. They viewed every challenge, even heartbreak, as a path towards self-improvement. When you're in a phase of no contact, rather than sitting around waiting for her to reach out, you should use that time to become the best version of yourself. The silence between you two isn't just an empty gap. It's a period for you to focus on personal development, emotionally, mentally, and even physically. Maybe during this time, you pick up a new hobby, start working out more consistently, advance in your career, or simply find more peace of mind. These improvements aren't about trying to impress her. They reflect a deeper, more confident version of yourself. And that's what people notice. When a woman sees that you've grown, that you've evolved into a better, more grounded person, it often reignites her interest. It's not just about your appearance. It's about the emotional resilience, confidence, and strength you've built during the time apart. The changes you've made for yourself create a magnetic pull. Imagine she checks your social media and sees that you're thriving, not stuck in the same place she left you. Maybe she notices you're more focused on your goals, taking care of your health, and living with a sense of purpose. That shift can create a powerful pull, reminding her of why she was drawn to you in the first place. This type of personal growth aligns perfectly with Stoic wisdom. Stoicism teaches that external events, like a breakup, are beyond our control. But how we respond to those events is where our true power lies. Instead of waiting around for her to validate you or hoping she'll come back, you've been focusing on becoming a better version of yourself for your own benefit. The real reason a woman might return isn't that you're the same person she walked away from. It's because you've transformed into someone new. Someone who's not waiting for her but is focused on his own journey, and that, my friend, is irresistible. The appeal of independence. Independence is one of the core tenets of Stoic philosophy, learning to rely on yourself for happiness and purpose. Stoics believe that true strength and contentment come from within, not from the love or approval of others. The only thing we can truly control is how we respond to life's events. Everything else, including how someone else feels about us, is beyond our reach. In relationships, this mindset creates a unique kind of freedom. It means you're not relying on someone else to make you feel whole, and that independence is incredibly attractive. No one, whether male or female, wants to be with someone who depends entirely on them for their happiness. Over time, that dependency becomes overwhelming and drains the relationship. When you've embraced Stoic self-reliance, the dynamic shifts. You're no longer clinging to the relationship for your emotional security. Instead, you're focusing on your own growth, passions, and personal journey. And here's where it becomes interesting. Women are often drawn back when they see that you're thriving without them. Take, for example, someone who, after a breakup, decided to focus on improving himself, working on his career, personal health, and expanding his social circle. He started hiking, traveling, and reconnecting with old friends. Word eventually got back to his ex about the positive changes in his life, sparking her curiosity. She began wondering how he managed to move on so seamlessly, and it made her question what had changed. It wasn't that he was pretending to be happy to get her back. He had genuinely embraced the Stoic belief that his happiness was something he could cultivate on his own. This quiet confidence and self-assurance are incredibly powerful. It signals that you're not dependent on anyone for validation. And that's when people tend to take notice. Women are often drawn back when they sense this inner shift. It's not about her realizing she made a mistake or feeling guilty. It's about her recognizing the strength you've developed in the time apart. When she sees that you're happy and thriving without her, it makes her think twice about the version of you she didn't fully appreciate before. 6. Self-respect and dignity. Imagine going through a breakup. Emotions are running high, and it's tempting to chase after her, plead for another chance, or even lower your standards just to win her back. But a man grounded in Stoic philosophy won't fall into that trap. He knows his worth isn't tied to external validation or someone else's approval. He doesn't beg, compromise his values, or lose his dignity. Instead, he remains composed, focusing on his own growth and letting go of what he cannot control. This is where the real transformation happens. Women are often drawn to men who hold themselves to a higher standard, not because of arrogance or pride, but because of an inner sense of self-respect. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control the actions or emotions of others, only our own. And a man who understands this chooses to respect himself and maintain his dignity, regardless of what happens next. Picture this. She might have expected you to crumble, to send countless texts, or try to convince her to come back. But instead, you went silent, not out of anger, but out of self-respect. You took time to reflect, focus on your values, and grow. You respected the space between the two of you and didn't let emotions dictate your actions. When she does come back, she's not returning to the person she left. She's coming back to someone who has demonstrated strength, discipline, and an unwavering sense of self-worth. Why is this so powerful? Because it's rare. Many people after a breakup lose themselves. They chase after their ex, looking for validation and forgetting their own worth in the process. But a man who stands firm in his integrity, who doesn't let external circumstances shake his sense of self, is someone worth noticing. Stoicism teaches emotional independence, that your value isn't determined by someone else's decision to stay or go. When a woman sees that you've maintained your self-respect, that you didn't crumble under pressure, it changes her perspective. That kind of strength is magnetic. It's not about playing games, it's about who you've become. A man who is grounded in his values and respects himself becomes someone people are drawn to, naturally. By holding on to your dignity, by respecting your boundaries and refusing to compromise your values, you send a powerful message. I am enough. Whether she returns or not, you've remained true to yourself, and that kind of integrity is irresistible. 7. Confidence without arrogance. Confidence is undeniably attractive, but not all confidence is created equal. The type of confidence that draws a woman back after a period of no contact is not the flashy, boastful kind. Instead, it's the quiet, grounded confidence that comes from within, a deep self-understanding and inner strength, not driven by ego or external approval. Stoicism teaches that true confidence comes from mastering what is within your control and releasing everything else, including how others feel or react. This mindset is especially powerful during a period of no contact. If you've taken this time to reflect on yourself, to grow, and to realign with Stoic principles, you will emerge from the experience as a changed person, calm, secure, and no longer dependent on external validation. Arrogance, on the other hand, is loud. It stems from insecurity, the need to prove something, or the desire for others' admiration. But the kind of confidence that Stoicism fosters is quiet, firm, and unshakable. When a woman encounters this version of you, it creates intrigue. You're no longer seeking her approval or trying to impress her. You're simply living authentically and confidently in your own skin. For example, imagine after weeks or months of no contact, she reaches out. She might not know what it is, but something feels different about you. You're calm, composed, and present. There's no tension or anxiety, no need to prove yourself. You're just being yourself. But this version of you is more self-assured and at peace. You're not boasting about how much you've changed, but your actions and demeanor naturally convey it. That's the power of confidence without arrogance. It's what piques her curiosity and draws her back. She starts to wonder, what's changed about him? Why does he seem so grounded now? This kind of internal shift radiates outward and speaks volumes without you saying a word. When a woman senses that you've developed this kind of quiet inner confidence, she's often pulled back to you. It's not because you're playing hard to get, but because you've grown into someone who is secure in himself, with or without her. That self-assurance is magnetic and speaks to the Stoic ideal of self-reliance and emotional independence. 8. The value of time apart. Let's explore something that might be surprising: the power of time apart. It's often said that absence makes the heart grow fonder, but there's more to it. Why does a woman come back after a period of no contact? The answer goes beyond simply missing you. It lies in the deeper psychological and personal shifts that happen during that time. Time apart isn't just a cooling off period. It's an opportunity for both of you to reflect and gain clarity. In the heat of the moment, emotions run high, and it can be difficult to see things clearly. But once the dust settles, real reflection begins. Time and distance create a space where each person can step back and see things from a new perspective. In relationships, just as in life, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of patience and introspection. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, often reminded himself to focus on what he could control and to use time wisely. This is exactly what you should be doing during a no-contact phase. It's not about making her miss you or playing games. It's about using that time to better yourself, to work on your growth, and to become a more grounded version of who you are. When a woman comes back after time apart, it's often because she notices a shift in you. She senses that you've used the time to evolve, to grow, and to become someone stronger and more centered. You're no longer the same person she left. Whether it's new skills you've developed, a healthier lifestyle, or simply a sense of peace and confidence she didn't see before, that change is incredibly attractive. The real magic of time apart lies in the transformation. You didn't sit around waiting for her to come back. You used the time wisely, focusing on your own journey. And when she sees that, it creates a powerful draw. She's not just coming back because she misses you. She's coming back because she sees a version of you that has grown, that has embraced Stoic wisdom, and that's worth reconnecting with. 9. Patience and inner peace. Imagine this. After a period of no contact, you've stayed calm, patient, and focused on your personal growth. You haven't been frantically reaching out or chasing after her. Instead, you've embraced the Stoic principles of patience and inner peace. And then, seemingly out of the blue, she reaches out to you. Why does this happen? It's not magic or manipulation. It's the natural result of practicing Stoic patience. When you adopt a Stoic mindset, you learn to release the need to control everything, especially in relationships. You stop trying to force outcomes or demand immediate results. Instead, You accept that life unfolds on its own timeline, not yours. Consider this scenario. After a breakup, instead of scrambling to fix things, you stepped back. You focused on improving yourself, working on your emotional and mental well-being, and pursuing new hobbies or goals. You didn't bombard her with messages or attempt to force a reconciliation. You simply allowed the situation to evolve naturally, trusting that whatever happens will unfold as it should. When a woman senses that kind of inner peace in a man, it changes how she views him. Suddenly the pressure is lifted. She doesn't feel the need to make a rushed decision or respond out of guilt. She starts to notice that you are content within yourself, and that calm energy creates a safe space for her to re-engage. Emotional safety is a critical aspect of relationships. When you project peace and confidence, you create an environment where she feels comfortable reconnecting with you. There's no fear of judgment, no pressure to make things work, just a sense that you're okay with or without her. So, when you've been patient, practicing inner peace, and she finally reaches out, it's not surprising. You've created the emotional space for her to come back on her own terms. And when she does, you're ready. Not because you were waiting, but because you focused on your own growth and built a foundation of peace within yourself. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom in relationships. You're showing her that you're strong enough to wait and wise enough to accept whatever comes. Patience isn't just a tool to win someone back. It's a way of living that strengthens your own character, proving that you can handle any outcome with grace. Conclusion. As we wrap up, remember that the journey through no contact is more about rediscovering your inner strength than waiting for someone else to return. The real power lies in your personal growth, emotional stability, and the resilience you've cultivated during this time. Whether they come back or not, your progress is what truly matters. By embracing Stoic principles, you've learned to let go of what's beyond your control and focus on what truly is, yourself. In doing so, you've become someone who doesn't just survive adversity, but thrives through it. The beauty of this process is that you're not just waiting for change, you are the change. So, keep building your strength, keep growing, and trust that whatever happens, you've already gained something far more valuable: self-respect, independence, and a deeper sense of purpose. If today's insights resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more discussions on self-growth, and share your experiences in the comments below. Let's continue this journey together, embracing wisdom, resilience, and the strength to face whatever comes our way. Stay strong, stay true, and keep moving forward.